There were so many layoffs happening during the time that I was graduating. So there was so much of competition, because the people who got laid off were looking for a job and the people who were graduating were
Yeah.
also looking for a job. So per se, if there were 10 job applications, initially if there were 5 applicants, now there would be 10 or even more applicants for the role. So it was a really tough market.
Everyone thinks that Northeastern University, if you get into it and if you are in Boston campus, you by default get a co-op. Is that true?
That is not the case. I got my co-op through LinkedIn, a lot of applications, a lot of reaching out to people, and a lot of mock tests and interviews. Oh,
Fees.
don't ask about the fees and the cost of living.
Your roommates, your batchmates are getting interview calls and internship offers. Did that make you self-doubt?
In a day, I would say 50 to 60
The month.
easily. So I'm telling you that I do 50 applications per day, but I will never tell you that I receive 100 rejections a day.
Before we dive into all the strategies and stories that we're going to discuss in this podcast, let me ask you this. Do you have a clear job hunting strategy to get an internship or full-time job? Most people don't, and it's costing them opportunities. I've helped over 1100 students with their strategies through my ultimate job hunting course.
And trust me, I'm not even kidding. I could see so many recruiters viewing my profile.
And it's been the best investment I've ever made.
The content is incredibly practical, filled with tips and strategies that make you stand out to recruiters.
It was one of the best courses that I have done till date.
This course covers everything that you need to stand out. You will get ultimate resume course, you will get ultimate LinkedIn course, networking strategy, access to 1100 plus job seekers for support, and personal support from me through WhatsApp group. I will walk you through every single step that you need with real examples and the tools that will give you an edge. I don't want you to miss any other opportunity to land your next job or an internship. So check the link in the description. And now I will let you enjoy the podcast. Thank you, Namita, for doing this. I am excited to share project management. Again, I think there are very less project manager podcasts that I've done. So I'm glad that we are doing this. And also, like, you graduated during the worst job market ever, and yet you were able to get a job. So we'll dive into that. But before we do any of that, let's do a quick intro. Where are you from? When did you come to United States? What did you study? And then what are you doing now?
Okay, yeah. Thank you. I think the pleasure is mine being on your podcast. So thank you very much for inviting me. Okay, so a quick background. I hail from Pune, India, and yeah, I did my bachelor's, 2 years of work experience all in India, and then I was supposed to come to the United States in the fall of 2020, but then COVID hit and all the classes were online. So I did not want to like do online classes and not have the experience of being on ground in the US. So I then deferred by 1 year. And then I came to United States in the fall of 2021. So I started my master's at Northeastern University in Boston in information systems. And 2 years later, I graduated with a degree. And unfortunately, the job market was not really good. But luckily, I have secured a job.
Why are you so shy about securing a job? Like, it's a good thing.
Yeah, but
What?
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many layoffs happening during the time that I was graduating. So there was so much of competition, because the people who got laid off were looking for a job and the people who were graduating were
Yeah.
also looking for a job. So per se, if there were 10 job applications, initially if there were 5 applicants, now there would be 10 or even more applicants for the role. So it was a really tough market. And yeah,
But you made it. You made it. That's the best
yeah.
part. So you are a project manager now?
Yes, that's correct. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, then I graduated in the May of 2023, and then I started working as a project manager for the research and development department at Leggett and Platt. I started in August of 2023, which is like 4 months later after my graduation.
Okay. So there's so much mal masala in this. We have to explore this. Before we like deep dive, what do you do as a project manager? First, let's just answer this one question. Do you code as a project manager?
No, not at all. I mean, there is some
Nice.
data
Okay.
analysis, but yeah, I hated coding all my life in my undergrad. So one thing that I had decided,
Welcome to the club. I think there are many
I'm,
like us
yeah,
who also don't like
I'm
programming.
sure.
Yeah.
So one thing I had decided was I do not want to go into coding path.
Mm,
But sometimes I feel there are so many software engineers getting so many nice jobs. Life would have been different if I had taken that path. But nevertheless, I'm happy in my domain, and yeah.
mm,
So there is not a lot of coding, not at all. I mean, coding part. It's just data analysis, data visualization. So most of my
mm,
role involves, sprint planning, Scrum meetings, a lot of it, resource allocation, resource management. Yeah,
mm.
interacting with software developers.
And so, what do you do as a project manager? Like, what does your typical day look like?
So yeah, my day starts like I go to work at 8 o'clock and then it is mostly 8 to 5. So my day starts with Scrum calls with the software developers, hardware
Mm,
developers, and sprint planning meetings, which is like we have sprint plannings every alternate week, and there are two
mm.
different departments that I'm working with, so it alternates. The sprint planning alternates in the weeks. So it's mostly
Okay.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
my day starts with conducting the stand-ups with the developers and Scrum meetings with them, and then again meeting with the managers to discuss, and it's mostly allocating the resources, like discussing if they have any roadblocks or, and then most of it is documentation. So a
Mm.
lot of
You
meetings.
make it sound like so desirable, and it's like, oh, this sounds so easy job, but it's not that
It's
easy.
not, it's not, I would say, because you have to interact with a lot of people, you have to understand what they're working on. As a project manager, I would say that you do not have, for example, if you're a software developer, you know that you have to, if you are coding in Python, you know that you're going to be working on a project in Python, or maybe you know what you're coding on. But in project management, I feel if it's automotive sector, you have to learn about automotive sector. If it's software development, you have to learn what the company is doing, what the projects are. So it's a wide domain, and then you have to apply your skills in that domain. So I feel, yeah,
Mm,
my experience has been in automotive, and right now I'm working on automotive projects. So so far it's been easy, but then there is a different department I'm
mm.
working on. So that's a little tough to understand, but it's been fun so far. So yeah, most
Nice.
of
Okay.
my day is
So
full of,
so lots of meeting, yeah,
yeah,
lots of
lots of
meetings,
meetings.
some reporting, documentation, and managing people.
Right.
I think that's the biggest part because you don't technically they don't technically report to you directly, yet you have to influence them by being nice and manipulate them to get your work done.
Yeah.
So
You have
it's
to
the
be very
hardest part as a
patient
project.
with the developers.
Yes, yeah. All the developers are listening and they're also laughing. Okay, so did your automotive experience? So you had 2 years of experience in India, which was in automotive. Was that project management experience?
Yes, that was also in project
Okay.
management.
Did that help you in getting this because you had a domain knowledge or no?
I would say definitely because in project management, people don't really hire freshers because right after you graduate, you cannot be a project manager and like start, uh, commanding the software developers. So right now, I am also shadowing my manager, and I'm not directly like allocating
Mm,
resources. I discuss with my manager beforehand, and then only I go ahead.
mm,
So yeah, I would definitely say my 2 years of experience has definitely helped me because I got to learn the lean principles, or managing the resources, what methodologies to use where, whether it is agile, waterfall, what projects to use what. So yeah, definitely.
nice. Okay. The reason I was asking that is exactly like you kind of answered it. Like, do people need work experience to get into project management field? That's what I was leaning towards. But before you answer that, what is the scope? Like everyone wants to become project manager, but one project manager is equivalent to seven software engineers or eight. Typically, the Scrum team is that big. So, like technically there is going to be less roles open for project manager compared to software engineers, but in your experience so far, like now you've been working 1 year and you've been looking for jobs, so Do you feel like the scope of project managers still exists in United States? What you're going to watch is an amazing story. But before you watch that, I just want to quickly say that all of these story, I compile the key insights from these stories and all the podcasts that I do. And I put this in my free exclusive newsletter community. Every week, more than 16,000 people receive my newsletter and they love it. And here are some of the examples you can see. This was a podcast on George Mason universities, and you can see how to network and 10% cold emailing, powerful LinkedIn techniques, and so on and so forth. So if you're interested in becoming part of this exclusive newsletter community, absolutely free. Link is in the description, or you can go to udj.com/newsletter.
Definitely, because there are so many positions that open. If you go to LinkedIn, just put project manager or program manager. There are so many jobs that open. But I also feel that some technical knowledge is required for project managers because they will not just hire people who are good in communication or leadership. They will actually
Yeah.
need some technical knowledge, like be it if it is related to software, then maybe some software knowledge, or if it is related to data, some data. So yeah, but yeah,
Got it.
most of the project manager roles require a minimum of 3 years of experience, I would say.
Okay. So someone who did bachelor's shouldn't just come to United States thinking they're gonna get project manager job.
Yes, definitely. I would say get as much as work experience as possible before starting masters, and then I think it will be easier, a lot easier.
Hmm. But I think there are some transition role like scrum master or project coordinator or assistant project manager. Like you could start there and then get into project management. But again, they are very competitive roles because everyone is competing, not just like international students, but also like Americans who are also competing for the same role. So yeah, so in your case, from timeline perspective, you graduated May 2023. So another myth that I want to burst today, hopefully it is a myth, that everyone thinks that Northeastern University, if you get into it and if you are in Boston campus, you by default get a co-op. Is that true?
I don't think so.
Nice. Okay.
I mean,
So you have to work for it.
yeah, obviously, you cannot just sit and expect that a co-op falls into your hands, right? So, yeah, you have to
Yeah.
be good in academics. You have to update your resume or like show your work experience. And most important thing is cracking the interviews. You just cannot expect that you
Mm.
have applied and you will secure the internship. For me, it was really hard getting a co-op. So I was initially not very serious because Northeastern Scope program is so strong. So I thought it will easily come my way, but that was not the
You
case.
so you also assume the myth
Yeah,
that yeah, I'm here, I'm gonna get it.
yeah, yeah. But then, I was looking for co-op starting May or June of 2022, and then I was very chill
Mm.
initially that okay, I'll get because we have this career portal of Northeastern, which is like collaborated with
Yeah,
companies and where you go and
yeah.
apply. But that is not the case. I got my co-op through LinkedIn. So a lot
Mm.
of applications, a lot of reaching out to people, and a lot of mock tests and interviews.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, there is an advantage that Northeastern do have a co-op portal specific, like where you people there is companies who are listing their openings there, but it's very competitive and it's not guaranteed that because it's listed in Northeastern Postal you are going to get it. I've interviewed like 10 people from Northeastern, and nobody has said that they got it from the portal itself. Everyone had to go outside the portal, like LinkedIn or Glassdoor or Indeed or something like that.
Exactly.
In your case, what did you do? What was your first step? Like, okay, you were not serious, you were chill, and then you got serious. So what are the things you started to work on in terms of job search?
So I had started, so I was looking for internships since May and June. So I
Hmm.
started from January or February, but not very seriously, like randomly. I used to do applications once in a while. And then I realized that everybody around me is getting at least some calls from the recruiters, and I'm not getting anything.
Mm.
So then it really hits you, that you're not getting serious on your path, because being in Northeastern and not doing an internship or a co-op is uh,
Is a shame.
because that is one reason.
And it's like also $70,000
Oh,
fees.
don't ask about the fees and the cost of living in Boston.
Right, yeah. But you are what, like, you're a rich person, so
Oh,
it's
no,
okay.
no, 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 not at all. Okay.
No, sorry. So go back to your track. So okay,
Yeah.
how did that make you feel? Like, I know you mentioned like your roommates, your batchmates are getting interview calls and internship offers. Did that make you self doubt on yourself?
I mean, after a lot of applications, even when you start applying seriously, you don't hear back from recruiters or anybody. You start doubting yourself, obviously, and then you see people around you. I mean, you're obviously happy for them, but then you start like
Hmm.
thinking that are you like under experienced, or you're not that skilled that you're not getting anything. There's a
Hmm.
dialogue in
Hmm.
Three Idiots that दोस्त जब फेल होता है तो बुरा लगता है, बट दोस्त के जब ज्यादा मार्क्स आते हैं, something like that, feel more bad. That is
Yeah.
actually very true, I feel. So,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. True.
yeah, then
Um.
I started seriously applying, like bulk of applications. I initially started like tailoring my resume according to the job description of each, but then that
Hmm.
was like a quality over quantity, and it was not serving the purpose because I was anyways not hearing back from the recruiters or any hiring managers. So
Hmm.
then I started applying in bulk, and then at least in a month, two, three interviews I was getting. So then, yeah,
So when you say bulk, like how many applications did you apply?
in a day, I would say 50 to 60.
50 to 60 applications. So that's like 1,500 to 2,000 applications a month.
Easily. Oh my God. Cold
Wow.
emailing, reaching out to people, doing just applications. I would say finding a job is a full-time job. So
Yeah.
nine
Yeah.
to five, nine to six,
Um,
just
how,
apply.
I was just going to ask you, like, how much time did you spend doing that?
Yeah, I just said 9 to 5. So I just used to wake up, go to college, sit and apply,
Acha.
have lunch
Okay.
break, again sit and apply. So
But what about assignments and all that?
no, we had already finished our assignments, or whenever we used to have assignments, then it's not like the assignments take a whole of your week. So, especially in project
Okay.
management, so you like finish them in two or
So
three
your
days.
life pretty much from April was just like blind, like just open LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and just keep applying.
Yes, yes, just apply, apply, apply.
Okay. So the first thing you did was fix your resume, try to make it more relevant to the project management experience.
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming you also updated your LinkedIn as well to make it look more professional, etc. Then comes there's a two separate part. You kind of touched on both. One is just purely bulk applying, which is cold application, which sounds like you did 50 to 60 per day. And then there is also cold emailing, which is the networking slash referral route.
Mhm.
When it comes to cold email, how would you like, who would you send this cold email to? How would you find their email, and what would you send them?
Yeah, so what I used to do is open LinkedIn and then type either the job title, project manager or program manager, and then filter it by last 24 hours, and go through all the list, and whatever job title that I used to find like is very relevant to me, or I perfectly fit for the role wherein I have the perfect experience also. I used to just go and look for type recruiter in the search bar for that particular company, and then either the hiring manager or the list of recruiters in that area would like pop up, and then you get the email domain, right? So if somebody is working at
Hmm.
Amazon, it will be like first name dot last name at amazon.com. So
What did you use? Did you use hunter.io, or like what
uh,
tool did you use to find the domain?
domain, I have one email finder. I can look up the name. I think it's Clearbit.
Clearbit. Okay,
Clearbit, yeah.
interesting.
So using Clearbit,
Nice.
you get the email domain, and by that, I used to just
Yeah.
email not just recruiters, but talent acquisition or relevant people working for that team or the
Mm.
domain. I used to just reach out to them, send cold emails. Some people would say reply saying that we will forward your application to the recruiter, to the relevant recruiter, to the relevant team, but I never heard back. So in the whole
Mm.
of my internship experience plus full time through in the process of referral, I would say I just received one. It helped me secure just one interview, which also did not go through.
Did not convert the full
Yeah.
time. Okay. And again, sorry to break it down. You would look up the. You would look. So let me just share. We can do it live for people.
Hmm.
Um, So I just typed project manager over here. You can see my screen
Yeah.
here. And then, like, here are some of the applications. So, for example, in this case, Medallion is if implementation project manager was part of something like, oh, looks like, I can do. And in this case, they are already giving me who the recruiter is. So you would just like, okay, let's go to this person. And then you would go in the on Clearbit. You said Clearbit.
Yeah.
Um,
Clearbit.io. It's a Chrome
okay.
extension.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So again, for people will have to figure it out, but in this case you would try to find contact information. What is her? Oh, looks like she has
Yeah.
already given that. So you would go and send her a message, cold message, saying that, so and so, I'm interested in this role, I found this role, here's why my profile fits for this role. Is that
Yeah,
accurate?
yeah, perfect.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I sorry, I think I'm a perfect fit for this role, and this is my resume. I am really interested in this role.
Mm,
I mean, if she's
mm,
not the recruiter, then it would be really helpful if you could forward me the recruiter's contact or my application to the recruiter.
mm. Okay. Today's lucky days. For some reason, I'm able to find all
Yeah,
the HR. Maybe this one. Oh, even here it is there.
this one here also.
Uh, this one also has it. I guess
Do you have some
it's
extension that
interesting.
shows all the recruiters relevant to the role?
No, I don't. I think it's the premium. I have premium, so that's probably why. There we go. So this one doesn't have the recruiter in this.
Yeah.
So in this case, you would go to the company's name. So this is the company, and then you would go to people, and then you would try to find the recruiter in
Yes,
this. So you would
yes.
type
Type recruiter.
recruiter or talent, maybe. There we
Yeah,
go. And so now you found human resources, and you try to
email,
cold email, because it's a guess at this point. So you're just trying to email that
email them. Yeah.
person. Got
What
it.
will
Okay.
happen? Worst thing they will say is no or ignore.
Yeah.
So that is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So how did you split? Like, how many cold emails? Was there a strategy that, okay, daily I'll send 5 cold emails, 50 applications? In your case, you're doing 50. That is crazy. And so was there like some segregation that, okay, I'm going to do this many cold emails, this many conversation or calls, and this many,
Y-
anything like that, or no?
yeah, I mean, I would start my day with like a cold emailing because it takes a lot of work, I would say, a lot of time because you have to find a
Hmm.
relevant role, go to their company's website, find the people, and then email them. Yeah,
Hmm.
and in the second half, when you are a little low on energy, you just go on LinkedIn, filter by the last 24-hour roles, and then just go on applying. Yeah. So first half of my day before lunch would be just cold emailing, reaching out to recruiters on LinkedIn, and second half would be applying in bulk until I'm tired.
What would you Right. What would you say to the people who think that, a lot of them, they say like, oh, you are in US, life is set. Is it really?
What would you say? don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
The
the
struggle
struggle
just
for
starts.
the struggle for international students is really hard. What it looks from outside is not what it actually is. They always say grass is greener on the other side. That is really
Mm,
true. So the people, my friends in India say, "Oh, you're living in US, you're living the American dream." What do they know? We have to do the dishes every single day. We have to think what we have to cook every single day. This wouldn't be the case if we were in India. But then again, uh, you
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 have to do laundry, you have to pay bills,
everything by
you have to,
yourself. Yeah,
yeah,
there are some things
yeah. That's
which you would not even pay attention when you were back in India. So, for example, I used to never go and pay electricity bill, or I did not even know how it looked like because my father used to take care of everything. Then,
mm,
if even if there is a slightest of inconvenience in India, you can call up your parents and say, "Oh, this is I'm going through this. Can you help me?" And then there is always a shortcut, or your parents help you through
mm,
anything. But here it's not like
mm,
that, right? So I think the struggle is
mm.
real, and but it's a new
Yeah.
experience. You become independent in a lot
Would
of
you
ways.
do it now? If I give you a magic and you take you back in 2021, would you come back again and would you do it again?
Yeah, yeah, I would say
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
because
What would you change?
what would I change? I would be more goal oriented, I would say. So
Mm.
as I said, I was not very serious about the internship or full time. And
What were you doing? Is the Northeastern Party School?
no, not really.
so so like when you say not serious, like what do you mean by not serious?
It's just procrastination and just lazing around. Pretty chill because Northeastern has this name that you once you enter the school you get co-op. And I'm pretty sure everybody
Mm,
secures a co-op, but it's the hard way. Nobody tells you that I went this through this much of hardship to secure this job. I
mm,
faced so many
mm.
rejections. So I'm telling you that I do 50 applications per day, but I will never tell you that I receive 100 rejections a day.
So if you were to go back in time, you would be more focused and more proactive because now you know that okay, if I start from day one, I think I'll be like now I know how would you do it,
Yeah, definitely.
right?
What I would change is I would go back and start attending more social events like conferences or career events, career fairs,
Mm.
reaching out to people, going to in-person events. Because I feel online
I
referrals
was
would
gonna.
not work. Sorry, Dad.
Mm. No, no, no. I was gonna like this is another myth that people think. I've made the videos on this, but people think that on like these in-person events, career fairs are of no use, and your seniors will always tell that nothing happens. Don't waste your time there. So I don't believe that. I think I've gotten job offer through career fair, and I feel like I've also opened so many opportunities by attending so many events. I had Deloitte interview because I went for a case competition at Deloitte in university through my university. So anyway, so but is that the same take? Would you say?
Definitely. So, according to me, it not only opens doors for a lot of things, you connect to people, it will grow your confidence, your communication skills will be better, leadership skills will be better. It in turn helps you in one way or the other. So, yeah, I believe if I had to go back in time and restart, I would definitely start attending more career fairs or social events.
Hmm. Got it. Okay, so what worked in your case? Do you know that did you change something and that is why you got started to get interview calls, or you still don't know? Like you're like I don't know. I've just kept applying and ultimately it's numbers game, and then I finally something clicked.
No, what happened was initially I used to tailor my resume, but then I used to not cross-check it with my friends or people in that domain, right? Because there are very few
Mm.
people who are in this domain with experience. So then what I used to do was tailor my resume, reach out to my friends, cross-check with them. If there is always some feedback and you can always improve on that, correct? So yeah, feedback and continuous improvement helped a lot. I used to do a lot of applications, as I said, but then I also used to, so if I'm doing some applications in 1 week, and if I'm not, I used to keep a track in Excel sheet and see if I'm hearing back for those applications. If I had
Hmm.
not heard back for those positions, I used to go and change my resume and then start applying again.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
Hmm.
that keeping track of that also helped a lot. And then, yeah, updating my resume on a regular basis. And then I was also upskilling myself by doing courses and learning a lot of things. So, technical skills.
What courses? What courses?
There are courses like lean principles, learning lean principles, and then I was also
Six
prepping for,
Sigma and all
yeah,
of that.
Six Sigma, and
Yeah.
then Scrum Master, certified Scrum Master, certifications and all.
Hmm.
So,
Would you recommend people to, if they are watching this from India or their home country, would you recommend them to do the certification before coming, because it's one cheaper?
yeah, definitely. I mean, adding certifications, professional licenses would some way or some time or the other help you. And yeah, I always like to keep learning things that come my way. So definitely learning every day, learning new things every day, should be the main goal of your life, I feel. So definitely doing as many certifications and upskilling is a must have.
Nice. Okay. So you got the interview call for co-op. What is the typical project manager interview like for co-op?
Yeah, so for co-op, I got an email from the recruiter for scheduling the interview,
Hmm.
and then there was a recruiter screening after that. After the recruiter screening, I was interviewed by my hiring manager, and then the manager I was going to report to. So it was total of three interviews. One was audio, and
Hmm.
two were in video call. So yeah,
Hmm.
a total of
And
three.
then, like, what did recruiter round seems like just very basic, right? Like,
Yeah,
making sure who you are and you have the
yeah.
visa and everything to
Exactly,
work.
exactly. How many years of work experience you have and what you're currently working on, like what masters, academics, and stuff. Basic. And when are
Hmm.
you available from? And yeah, the period and then location. So that is all in recruiter screening. And then hiring manager will go in a little depth asking about what projects you have worked on or how your background experience, like professional experience, is relevant to this role and what can you bring to the table to the contribute to the projects. And reporting manager is more like focused on the projects that you'll be working on. Like they will give an overview of the projects that are currently being worked on and how I can be a good fit for the role. Yeah.
So it's all behavior around a little bit of project management, like the core project management. How, like, what are the Scrum methodology, whatever
Yeah.
they are asking you. Try to understand. Do you know project management, and like situational questions, like if you were to do a conflict, how would you do it? If software engineer is not listening to you, how would you convince
Yeah.
them? Something
What
like
are
that,
unexpected
right?
challenges that you have faced and
Hmm.
overcome? Or, yeah, all behavioral
Yeah.
questions.
Okay.
Very little technical
Nice.
questions, I would say, but for co-op, I had a few technical questions on data visualization. So, yeah, that's
Hmm.
all.
Okay. And how did you prep for this? Was this like, were you like going, was there a resource you used to prep for this, or how did you react? Like, what did you use to prep for it?
When I started, I went through the vision mission, like on the company website, what they really work on, like researched
Hmm.
on the company, researched on the projects, what they're working on, what products they make and manufacture. And after that, I went to the job description and made it relevant, like how I am a good fit for this role or how my skills are a good fit for the job description. And then after that, after making a questionnaire, I did mock interviews with my friends. So that was really helpful because
Hmm.
any kind of feedback is going to improve me in my interviews, right? So I really like to do mock
Hmm.
interviews before the actual interview.
Got it. Okay. And so you, like, I'm assuming you didn't go to Glassdoor to look up what kind of questions they are asking typically for this. Did you do that or no?
Yeah, yeah, of course. So I went to Glassdoor and see all the relevant questions to the particular
Okay.
particular role. Yeah, so
Hmm.
I co-opted Schneider Electric, and every year they hire interns, so co-op students. So they have particular set of questions that were asked, but there are then again different teams, so you wouldn't know what team you're joining. So again, then there
Hmm.
are different questions, very generic questions, behavioral, but it depends on the different departments and teams that you would be working on, whether you will use technical knowledge or not. So mine was a data visualization. So I had a few technical questions on that. So Glassdoor was
Got it.
also helpful, but not a lot of questions were relevant from Glassdoor, I would say.
Yeah, like Glassdoor is one, then Blind is another resource which I think people can use. And then ideally, you can reach out to the people who have worked before. So, for example, if they look up now your profile and they're like, oh, Namita actually did the co op in this company, I should go and ask her, like, hey, I'm going to be interviewing, what kind of questions to expect. Not necessarily everybody will be willing to respond to you. So, but I think you should. It's worth trying.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So what helped was actually I was being hired for another team, but the hiring manager. So I was talking about change management because I had one whole course on change management, one whole subject. So
Hmm.
the hiring manager was, she was really impressed, and she said that, you know what, I have a manager who is looking for somebody who has worked in change management. So I'll just connect you to her, and she will interview, and then we'll see how that goes. So that's how I got hired
Hmm.
for a different team. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And was this co-op in Boston
Yeah, yeah.
itself?
So mine
Okay.
was hybrid
Got it.
and in Boston downtown. So it was in Boston.
Nice. Great. I love Boston. It downtown is really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
Boston
in
is,
general, the city is good.
yeah, it's really
City is good.
pretty, but a lot of money cost
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah.
So
But like, it's better than where you are right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
I'm assuming.
yeah, yeah.
Is it? Is Missouri good?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Boston because I have a lot of memories in Boston. Obviously, I did my master's internship there, so a lot of memories,
You did
but
a lot of party and all that.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
So,
Midwest, I would say, is a little boring compared to West and the East Coast. So,
yeah,
but it's
I
nice.
agree. Agree. Nice. That's what I've heard from others also, that Midwest is like the middle portion of the US is really boring. There's nothing
A
lot
lot.
going
Yeah.
on. Um, okay. What kind of money people make in the project manager co-op roles?
I would say it depends also on the companies, and I would say
Hmm.
the range would be somewhere around 90 to 120 for starting as a fresher in this domain. So,
Wait, 90,000?
yeah.
So $90,000 for a co-op.
Sorry, not co-op, full-time. I mean, full-time role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I was like very shocked. I was like, this is a lot of money.
Yeah. So
For co-op, what's for co-op?
for co-op on hourly basis, I would say somewhere around 20 to 40. Yeah,
Okay.
20 to
Mm.
40.
Yeah, and then it also depends if you are in Bay Area, then it
It's
typically
higher.
will go high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, somewhere around
Got it.
20 to 40.
Okay. And then was your co-op for 6 months?
Yes, 6 months.
Did that convert into full time or did you have to do all over again?
No, unfortunately, did not convert because that was the peak time when people were getting laid off. There were so many
Hmm.
layoff notices, and I was constantly reaching out to my hiring manager, my reporting manager, saying like, "What is the scene? Are you
दे दो
converting?
भाई दे
दे
दो
दो, देने वाले हो क्या? At least कुछ बोलो." But no, unfortunately,
Right.
no. Then I was very disappointed after that. So, but then again,
Hmm.
I kept reaching out to the hiring manager, and she was very sweet, like very sweet people. So she said that if something comes up, I'll definitely let you know. But the market was so tight because there was budget cut. They had stopped hiring full-time employees. So yeah, then I had to again start from scratch, like updating resume, reaching out to people, cold emailing, tailoring resume according to each job description, and then applying. So
Hmm. So same process for full time
Yeah.
or anything different?
Same process, but this time it was more like reaching out to people more, understanding like where I'm going wrong, like in the process. Talking to a lot of people
Mm.
definitely helps. So taking feedback on,
What did you learn like in this now that you've gone through the whole process? Like you said, you understood from the feedback what you were doing wrong and then improved it. So what
yeah.
did you learn?
So I would say that only emailing is not helpful. You have to reach out to the recruiter on LinkedIn. Like recruiters or anybody wouldn't like anybody reaching them on their office email or professional email asking for a job, right? So it's better to reach
Mm.
out to the recruiters on LinkedIn and then see if they could connect us to anybody. And also, if there are any alumni from our college working at some companies, talking to them, understanding the job market is really helpful. And then again, updating the resume according to the job description, cross verifying with your friends or any seniors working in that department is really helpful.
Mm. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So those were some of your learnings. You kept improving, kept getting the feedback, and in during your full time, was it also 50 application per day, or was it more or less?
I wouldn't say 50, but then actually during my graduation, I had like completely stopped because my parents were visiting and I couldn't be like they are visiting me and I couldn't sit and apply in front of them. So
Hmm.
yeah, it was like 1 month of no applications, but then after they went back, I started applying very rigorously and yeah, it was 20, 30 applications per day. But then again, I was tailoring the resumes, like taking my time tailoring the resumes this time and not doing bulk applications. But yeah, it was 20,
Hmm.
30, I would say, per day.
Hmm. And then how many interviews did you get?
Actually, I got a lot of interviews for full time, but then again, there was sponsorship issues because they wouldn't hire. एक तो budget cut, they're not hiring people. People are getting laid off. ऊपर से you want sponsorship, that is additional money. So, yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, sponsorship. आधे like half of the roles, you get knocked out because of sponsorship issues.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, but
So technically, the tailoring your resume did end up getting you more interview calls
yes.
because you took time, you understood it, and like it was you were focused more on quality this time versus quantity.
Yes, exactly. Because if a role says that you need experience in Power BI or SQL, and you have worked on SQL, but it's not in your resume, you are not going to get selected for that role, right? So you need to tailor your resume according to that. So not all roles
Hmm.
require coding skills or SQL mentioned in them, but then it's good to have according to the job description. So yeah, definitely tailoring the resume definitely helped for me and helped secure a lot of interviews.
Got it. Okay. Same interview process for full time, or was there like more grilling this time?
Yeah, getting a full time got very serious because then unemployment period starts kicking in. Then you have that
Oh,
stress.
right. Yeah. Like what happened in your case because you used 4 months, which I think
Yeah.
is typically you have to have a start date after within 60 days of your graduation. So then did you end up using your unemployed days or were you able to like stop it?
No, no. Actually, what happened was the USCIS was taking a lot of time processing the EADs.
Hmm.
So what happened was I had to apply for a premium processing because my EAD was not in time. So I did not lose any unemployment period. So
So, okay. So you graduated in May
yeah,
2023.
yeah.
What was your start date of your application, EAD?
It was June 26th.
Okay,
Yeah,
so acha, pura you used like at least a month.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, nice. And then you did not get it on June 26.
No, I did not get in June 26. I did not get, so I had my offer letter by July end, and I was going to start
Mm,
my job in mid of August. So by that
mm,
time, by July end also, I did not have my EAD because they were taking a lot of time processing the
mm.
EAD. Then I had to go for a premium processing, and that took around a week.
Okay.
So July 7th was the last date that you could give for EAD. Yeah, and then I got
Mm.
my start date as August 13th.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
got it. Because you did the premium, and
yes,
that is,
yeah,
and then you received the received. So
yeah.
you had to pay extra fifteen
Extra
hundred. Now, was
1500
that
bucks. Yeah, you already
painful?
paid 400. You do not have a job for 4 months after graduating, and then you're again paying 1500 bucks. So that was really painful.
Yeah. But hopefully the relief of full-time
Yeah,
job was good,
yeah,
that okay, at least I have a full-time job.
pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 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 So in a way, the USCIS delaying the EAD kind of worked in your favor because you didn't have to use any unemployed days.
Yes, exactly.
Nice. And so, like, again, in full-time role, was there 3 rounds or how many rounds of interviews for your project management?
I had a total of three. Yeah, again, three I had. One was recruiter screening. Another second call I had was with the team lead. And third call I had was
Hmm.
with my manager. So I had three total.
And same similar question, project management, behavior questions, and situational questions.
Yeah, but this time I would say it was more in depth about them asking about my academics plus my professional experience. So it was like deeply grilling on all the projects that I had worked on or my experience in automotive sector. So it was
Got it. Okay. Nice. And so, do project managers make money? Like, what kind of money they make for full
for
time?
full time, I would say somewhere around 90 to 120. In Midwest, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
higher on the West Coast, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Bay Area, though, it's like 150, 140, 150, I'm assuming.
Yeah, around
And
same.
is in your case, do you want to get into TPM? I'm assuming that TPM or like what career path do you want to take?
Definitely. So I would want to go definitely in a technical role hereafter. So I think I have enough experience in the automotive sector right now, and then I have like enough knowledge for a
Sounds
fresher.
like Tesla is calling you.
But Tesla is also laying off so many people and recalling their vehicles.
Well, there's more EV cars, or like not necessarily EV. You can work pretty much
Yeah,
any car company, automotive, like so many
yeah.
come
But
now. Everyone is going EV as well.
yeah, but I think yeah, I'm ready for Tesla. Elon Musk, if you're looking at this podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
If he's looking, then I can quit my job and just right. Yeah, that's amazing. Cool. Yeah. So TPM, would you want to go the agile coach route, or you want to do TPM and then the COO route? Because that's the, I think a lot of PMs will become that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to take the agile coach or maybe going through the scrum master role because I've seen a few scrum master roles. So the scrum master roles require you to have experience in the scrum master particularly. They
Hmm.
don't they don't take applications if you have experience as a project manager also. So scrum master
Hmm.
needs to be a scrum master. So
Got it. So you want to be technical program manager, staff technical program manager, and then TPM 2, 3, 4, whatever, and then you'll probably be director of program management and
hopefully
so on and so
someday.
forth. Nice. Okay, great. The reason I was asking because I was on the same path of TPM, but then like not recently, like a year ago, my boss asked me to move from TPM to product, so I'm in now product role.
Oh,
But I am assuming that is also maybe something you might explore once you get into TPM role.
could be. Yeah.
Yeah, nice, great. I think this was amazing. What any last feedback, words of wisdom, things you would recommend for aspiring project managers, your juniors who are in NU, chilling right now and watching this?
I'm sure everybody's stressed out because few people graduated in December and then few graduated in May.
Mm,
So stress of finding jobs. I wouldn't give a TED talk, but then reach out to people like attend career fairs, go to conferences, attend events, make connections as much as possible. And I think, yeah, that really helps. Apart from that, Yeah, that's all. I think this is all.
Nice. Okay. I think market is improving. I feel because I see a lot more positions opening up compared to last year.
Uh,
Would you like?
I wouldn't know this year, but then I reached out to a few of my juniors in Northeastern. They say that it's not that great because, again, people are still looking for jobs because people who graduated in December or maybe last year are also looking for jobs, right? So it's not
Hmm.
that great, but compared to last year, yeah, definitely. They say that the job market would be even better next year by
Yeah.
Feb or
Unless
March.
election changes everything.
Controversial topic, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Okay, great. I think this was good. Again, Namita, thank you so much. I think I learned a lot, and also we busted some NEU and project management myths. So I can't wait to do it more, one more round. But until our next one,
Keep smiling and keep hustling, guys.
nice, great.